We have the management of PVR joining us now. They reported numbers just 15 minutes back. Let's get speaking with the management at the back of the second quarter earnings which have come through. So we've got PVR's chairman and managing director, Ajay Bijli, and Nitin Sood, who's the chief financial officer, joining us right now. Great to have both of you here. Thank you very much. Ajay, you know, I have to say that last week I was in shooting at one of your cinema halls here in Mumbai. The Mason PVR at Geo. It was a fantastic property. And now I understand that you are interacting with us from PVR's first director's cut in Haryana, in Gurgaon.
That's right. Yeah, we're in Ambience Mall, Gurgaon just now. And we concluded our board meeting here just now. So, yeah, this is also a luxury format and exciting to create new experiences for the consumers of India.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ajay, you know, so coming to numbers, it was a kind of strange quarter, isn't it? I mean, you had this boycott Bollywood kind of thing happening. There was a paucity of, I'm assuming, sort of content which clicked with the customers. There was a fair bit of content, but not, maybe with the exception of Brahmastra, not very much clicked. But was Brahmastra really, in that sense, the Brahmastra for the industry? Did it prove to be? I'll just put it in context for us.
Yeah, sure. You see, you know, India is a very heterogeneous market. So whatever is true is also untrue, as Amartya Sen has always said. So if you look at the behavior of the consumers in down south, the movies have done phenomenally well and is back to pre-pandemic levels. People are coming back and they're connecting with the content. And our business is all about whether consumers connect with the content or not. I don't think it's a habit that is going to go away. But it's just an aberration that this quarter, a lot of the content that came, especially during 15th August, when two big films got released, that didn't connect with the consumers. But then you had Vikram Vedha, which came, that has done fairly well. So Brahmastra did exceedingly well. I think it did more than what I was expecting, given the fact that there was so much, noise about, again, will people come, have they... incorrectly talking about have they boycotted Bollywood. So I thought it won't do that well, but it ended up doing 268 crores just in India, which is huge box office. So the fact that people still want to go out and entertain themselves, they want to see something on the big screen is very much out there. It's just that, you know, we've had a time where at least the Hindi content hasn't connected that much. But as I said, down south, people are coming back in hordes to watch movies. And that is also very good for PVR because our circuit is spread across the entire country now. At least 40% of our screens are down south now. So therefore, we hedge our risks by not depending on one kind of content only. We can play Hollywood, Bollywood, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. So it basically balances itself out.
Afternoon, gentlemen. Can you talk about your screen opening plans for the full year? For the first half, you've opened 24 screens and, of course, one in Haryana, which looks fantastic, the little bit that we can have a sneak preview. But you had plans to open 110 to 125 for the full year. Considering that you still have to open, 90, 100 from here on in the matter of 6 months, are you on track for that, your guidance on screen openings for the full year? And given the switch now more towards regional languages, would that be the focus? Where would the bulk of these openings come from?
Well, we are on track, first of all, to answer your question. Of course, it gives a bit of a skew, which doesn't sound very favorable because only 25 we've opened in the first 6 months. But most of these cinemas are almost 80-90% ready now. It just got bunched up together that they will open in the second half. But they're spread all over. And it's more where the malls are coming up, where the infrastructure is, the kind of cinemas we want to build rather than any regional strategy as such. But yes, again, South is where most of our cinemas are opening up. But we have a big one in Lucknow also opening with Lulu. With Prestige Group, we've got about 3 opening up. Again, one in Bangalore, one in Kochi, one in another one in Bangalore. But it's spread all over. It's not in Mumbai. We've got one in opening up in Navi Mumbai just now. So it's more where the correct infrastructure is there, correct malls with the correct developers who are building, future-proof malls with the correct infrastructure, and where PVR should be housed. So currently, we are still going with serendipity rather than, having any doing things on our own. It's wherever the infrastructure is moving, retail infrastructure is where we are moving.
Hi Ajay and Nitin, both of you are sounding reasonably optimistic and you'll want to give a new experience. It's coming at a cost though, so the average ticket price as well as spends per head are moving higher. Good for your shareholders, not too good for a customer like me. Be that as it may, what's your sense? Do you expect it to trend higher from here on? Point number one. And also I wanted to ask you all, a couple of PEs, they have been selling a lot of stock. Have they reached out to you all, because your stock has a high amount of institutional holding. Any sense, any kind of communication with them?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll let Nitin answer. I don't want to hog the show here. Nitin,
Sure.
you want to?
Yeah, I think we have two private equity funds, Warburg and Multiples, who've sold part of the stock during the last quarter. They've invested with the business and they've been around for 6-7 years. And as you know, in private equity domain, every private equity fund has a shelf life. So I won't read anything much into that. We were aware of the potential sale and I think it got sold out in the market and bought by a lot of long-term institutional players. It's just moved hands. But there's nothing more than that to read into.
Nitin, since
your second question was on ticket.
Nitin,
Yeah.
before we get to the second question, I just wanted to ask you, so they've reached out to you. Have they communicated what they want to do with the remaining part of their holding in it? As you said, they have been long-term holders. They made, fairly decent returns. And as is the case in their business, at some point of time, they want to get out. So do they want to completely get out of it?
Yeah. Yeah, at some point of time they would, but they haven't formed any view on the timing, etc. I think it's also partly connected to the life of their own individual funds. But at some point of time in the next 12 to 15 month window, they would, definitely, take an exit, given the shelf life of the investment they've had in PVR.
Ajay, just to come back a little bit to the content, right? Because that is what is going to get customers into cinema halls. Will we start to see, a different type of content? I don't know what for, or do you think? I mean, it's just a matter of clicking. What are you seeing out there in the pipeline in terms of the kind of projects which are now coming to the table to be made? Are we starting to see a little bit of change in terms of the type of content? Is there a change there? And in what sense, if any?
You see, content, I mean, that's the difference between the Indian market and any other market, and which is the reason why I hesitate to venture out of India, because India is all about volumes and variety, both in terms of the movies that come. 2,200 movies came in 2019. That's a lot of movies. And also 1.4 billion tickets got sold. I think consumers have a disparate taste. The filmmakers have, all sorts of movies they're making. First of all, at a very basic level, it doesn't matter whether it's a big movie or a small budget movie, it has to connect with the audiences. You had smaller movies also this year. I mean, not very small, but still Kashmir Files wasn't very big. Gangubai was somewhere in the middle, but it connected with the audiences and people came. Then you had your big spectacles like Brahmastra and all that connected. Down south, all sorts of movies are coming. PS1 just has already done 250 odd crores. It just got released in on September 30th. So this quarter, we'll see the result of that. So I think the fundamental thing is it connecting with the audience or not? However, as far as experience is concerned, definitely the reason why I think you just now, or your colleague asked me this question about Maison PVR or where we're sitting just now, I think consumers definitely want to see something when they step out of their homes, and experience something that they can't experience at home. So you definitely need the screens to be bigger, sound to be better, seating comfort to be there, overall guest experience to be very good. Only then they'll say, okay, wow, that's the reason why I'm going to come out and watch movies. So I think these are the things which we are providing currently. But yes, you're right, the content has to connect, and it's very temporary. Couple of months here and there are not going to change either the filmmaker's vision to connect with the audiences, nor the appetite for the Indian consumer to go out and watch movies. I mean, we're building 150 odd screens at any given time. So we continue to remain very optimistic about the future of the
You
business.
know, the problem, just to add to a point about connecting with the audience, the content connecting with audience. Now, Lal Singh Chadha bombed in the theatres, but when it released on the OTT platforms, I think on Netflix, in the first week, it's garnered some massive views. I think 6.6 million hours viewed, and the film has finished second on the global non-English movies chart. So clearly the audience was waiting to watch this movie. They've liked it, and the content has connected with them on OTT. It's just that they decided to give it a pass to the theatres. But anyway, I just wanted to make that point. But, you know, Ajay or Nitin, could you give us some numbers?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can make... Okay. No, it's fine. I'm just saying that, you know, so many factors were at play at that time. And therefore, it didn't connect. It just goes to show you know, that there are other factors that were at play which didn't make the people come to the movies and cinema and watch the movie. But overall, when they realized that, you know, the movie is good, the reviews were good. So this is the nature of the beast. Some movies connect, some movies don't connect. But as I said, because the quantitative aspect of the Indian market is so phenomenal that even if one movie doesn't do well, it's okay, because there are other movies which become sleeper hits and they compensate. You know, in Hollywood, 180 movies were getting made earlier, and only 73 films are getting made this year. That worries me. So the markets which are very Hollywood dependent are the ones which you know, are getting impacted most. But India, I mean, the volumes are so high that if one movie doesn't do well, it doesn't really matter that much.
Okay, just one more number. What was...
I think one big shift one big shift which you will notice is happening, you know, is that a lot of films which are now going on the floor, especially all the big films, are being made in 4 to 5 languages. They are originally being dubbed in 4 to 5 languages because suddenly the South Indian filmmakers have realized that India as a territory is the whole market for them, and the Bollywood filmmakers have realized that the whole country is a market. So you will see, I think in the next 12 months, whatever the new films release will be released on a pan-India scale, dubbed in multiple languages. And that's going to see, you know, a big impact, positive impact on the box office collections for the entire country.
Got it, fair point. Nitin, what was the occupancy level this quarter? The number, please, and the ad revenues as a percentage of normal levels. I think in Q1, the number you all shared was 68%. What would that similar number be, comparable number be?
Yeah, so our average occupancy during the quarter was about 24%, which is significantly down as compared to what we normally do, which is an average of 35% plus, which is reflected in the admissions that we've got during the year. Our ad revenue numbers still continue to be, you know, at 60-62% level of where we were pre-pandemic. So that's lagging in recovery, and that's largely, you know, linked to how the box office recovers. We've always guided that, you know, ad revenue will recover with a lag of 1 quarter of box office recovery, because advertisers want to see proof of admissions back at cinemas. But it's trending well. Hopefully Q3 is looking quite strong. We have a lot of big films releasing this quarter, and hopefully this should be a bounce back quarter.
All right, if you know, there's a bounce back, this is perhaps the best time for it, with the festivities and the festive season generally, and Diwali upon us as well. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure. We'll leave it there. Thank you, both of you, for joining us, Nitin and Ajay. Great to chat with you as always. And you know, from all of us here, wishing you and your teams, your families, a very happy Diwali. Thank you.